Hey guys, it's a beautiful bright Saturday morning. I'm proud to be outside working on the old TJ again today. Today, once again, we're going to be working on the inside of the Jeep. My signals don't shut off when I make a turn and my horn don't work. I know that the previous owner had installed an aftermarket steering wheel and they removed the clock spring. No clock spring at all. So today I'm going to be installing a clock spring in the hopes of getting my horn to work and my signals where they'll shut off after I make a turn. And if your horn don't work and your signals don't shut off, this may be a video to help you out. So let's get inside and see what we got going on. Alright guys, first things first, I gotta get this airbag out of here. Looks like there's two bolts back up in here holding that in. I'll get those out and I'll get that airbag out and then we'll see what we have to do next. I have the battery disconnected. At this point there's no danger because I do not have my airbag connected to anything. It would be connected to the clock spring if it was connected to anything, and the clock spring is not in here. So there's no danger of the airbag going off on me. But I did unhook the battery. That would be the precaution you would take. Alright, this should just pop right out. Yep, nothing connected to it. So right there's where the airbag plug will go off of the new clock spring, and this is what your horn will plug into. Alright, at this point I'm ready to break this nut loose and get my steering wheel puller and pull this steering wheel off the steering wheel shaft. And I have I got a Harbor Freight steering wheel puller I bought for the last time when I pulled the aftermarket one off, and I actually didn't need it to get the aftermarket one off. It just wasn't it wasn't on there pressed on very good. But I think this one will be a different story. 13/16 fits perfectly. So anyway, I believe that right there should do it. And I have an impact I can take that off with, but just for the video's sake, I'm going to use a ratchet to see if I can break it loose with that, because that's what most people will be trying to use. So let's see if I can get it loose. Set this down. Alright, I'm going to leave that nut on there to hold my steering wheel puller shaft in place. And now I'll get the steering wheel puller. Alright, this is a steering wheel puller set I got. I got this from Harbor Freight. And it does a really good job. It comes with just about anything you would ever need to pull a steering wheel with. So I really like it. I like buying tools at Harbor Freight because they're cheap. If you was in a shop and you was using things like this day in and day out, yes, it would be better to go and invest in a higher quality set. But considering that, this is filthy, I know, but this is a Pittsburgh socket set from Harbor Freight, and there's no need to buy a better one of those, because if your sockets break or if your ratchet breaks, you just take it back and they'll give you another one, no questions asked, or that's my experience anyway. So now I'm going to get in here and I'm going to use these two holes that's apart from each other, find the correct bolts that goes down into the steering wheel itself, and we'll get that steering wheel pulled off. Alright, I got my steering wheel puller in position. I've got my 14mm socket hooked to it. Let's pop this thing off. And it was that easy. Alright, I'll put this back in my toolbox and I'll save it for next time. So right here is where my clock spring's supposed to be. It's not one in there. There is a one plug. I really hope I can find something else. But okay, at this point I've got to remove the ignition. And like I said, I've got the battery disconnected. So you have to rotate it to the on position. And there's a hole right here. I'll have to stick something up in that hole. There's a plunger that you can release. This is on a 97. And then it will let the ignition key switch and all come out of the place. So alright, just like that, the whole tumbling assembly comes out. So now I believe there's 3 more bolts for me to release, and then this whole bottom housing to come off. I'm going to go ahead and remove this bottom knee panel right here because this is holding this in place. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove this to make it a little easier. This is the 3rd screw back here. It's a lot easier to get to now with that kick panel, with that knee panel off. Looks to me like they have cut my horn plug plumb off. That won't be a big deal. And this must just be the one that carries the fire to the airbag. So we'll try that out and we'll see if that'll work. Okay guys, so here's what I've come up with. They cut the plug off that's supposed to plug into the rear of the clock spring. It has the airbag plug for the back side of the clock spring, and it's all intact. They didn't cut it off, which I'm surprised. Thank you for not cutting that off. But this one I had to kind of tie into the existing wire. It was a little short. And then I put one of these slip-on connectors onto the wire itself. And I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I made these holes tighter so that it would slip over the prong and it would hold. I'll show you how I do that right now. So I know for a fact that this prong right here is the horn. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slide one of my smaller holes that I made over that prong like that, and it's good and tight, so there's no way that it will be coming off by just regular driving and vibrating. I mean, I can hold it. So anyway, let me plug my airbag plug in. Okay, we're all wired up now. Feed this wire back. So there's a certain way that this clock spring needs to be put on. The steering wheel needs to be in the center, which it is. Clock spring goes over that. This green thing will move slightly, but you got to keep this black pin in right here until you get the clock spring in position. So see, it's moving. I need to keep it in the center as best I can. I don't want to mess anything up because those are not cheap. I bought the cheapest one I could find actually on Rock Auto, and it was $37, but by the time you pay shipping and stuff on it, it was closer to $45. So I'm gonna go ahead and see about getting this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to get off camera now. I'm going to slide that on in. I want to use both hands on this because I do not want to mess it up. I decided to just set the camera down, just let it film what it could get. And that's it. It's a tight fit. The reason it's a tight fit, I don't know if you can see it, but there's these little outdents that makes the hole diameter smaller in 4 different places, and that is pressurized. You can see where it rubbed going in right there. So it's pressurized on that shaft, and so it's going to hold it securely. So that's good. Anyway, let's go on back together with this thing. So now it is time to pull this pin out to let the clock spring do its magic. Alright, I got that pin pulled out. It was a little tighter in there than I thought it would be. And now we're ready to go back together with the steering wheel and plug the horn up, hook the battery up, and see if all works well. Thing's like a jigsaw puzzle. Alright, I think I got it. Go ahead and put my ignition cylinder back in. Now it's locked, that's good. Now I gotta get my screws. All right. There's a little hole in the bottom of this steering wheel that these wires will feed through. Just like that. And that's that. Put this nut back on. that should be plenty tight. Time to go back in with the airbag. Got it right back here. So, like I said, I do not have the battery hooked up, so I'm safe to hook the airbag up. But just in case, I'm gonna get my face out of the way. I'm gonna hook the horn up first. All right, 2 more screws, bolts, and I will be ready to connect the battery back up. See if that horn works. All right, I'm gonna leave the camera going. I want to go hook up the battery because if the airbag blows, I at least want to have something to remember it by. Okay guys, that's the airbag installed. Let's see if that horn will work. Works fine. Let me get the signal on. Throw the key over. That worked good. Worked good. So everything is working as it should. I even have the airbag hooked up, and the airbag light will remain on because I do not have an airbag over here yet. That will be in a later video, and I'm thinking the dash is going to have to come out in order to fit that airbag in, and it needs to come out anyway because I have a brand new heater core sitting inside the house, and when I do the airbag I will do the heater core as well, and I will try to do both of those in the same video. If the video gets too long, I will cut the video up into 2 segments, and that's what we'll be doing. So I don't know what I'll be doing next week just yet, but it's going to be an all-day job to do the heater core and the airbag. So I need to plan for that video and not just, you know, do one on the fly and try to just knock one out real quick, because that one's going to be in depth. It's going to be a lot of filming. Filming makes everything like 3 times harder. I know I'm not good at it, but I do the best I can do. Anyway, y'all come back next week and we'll see what we've got going, and it may be the airbag, it may be something else, not sure. So like I said, I got to do a lot of planning to get that airbag and that heater core installed. So y'all remember to hit that like button if you like the videos, if they help you out any, and if you hadn't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See y'all next week.